what was the hardest product decision you faced building Brandy versus running an agency?
Oh, well, they're completely different, right? One's a services company that the scale on something like that and the growth percentage of running a service, like year over year growth, is going to inherently be less, right? Just because of scale, versus this business, which is it's growing very quickly. So
Hmm.
it's
Yeah.
very, very different.
Right.
But it's great because you can scale it. You can scale it faster because it's product versus services. So I would say that. But you asked me what was the toughest decision that I've had to make
Yeah. In building the product. Yeah.
in building the product. I would say, so what's interesting is what we were just talking about the human versus, the AI generated type stuff, right? I myself, came from a place, I mean, I'm creative by trade. So I've always felt very strongly about the power of creative thinking as well as, um, collaborative and intellectual idea development and design level thinking. So I wouldn't say it was a hard decision for me, but I would say that there were a lot of people who were pushing when you would have conversations early on, not within our company, but with partners and customers around trying to build in AI generated content. And um, I think if we only cared about trying to close, right? And we only cared about thinking that we just wanted to make a buck versus being mission driven into creating an impactful product, then maybe we would have chosen that. But I wouldn't say it was a hard decision, but I will say that maybe the pressure of a decision on that, to know in your heart with your team that the approach you're taking that protects the creative and elevates the thinking of human, not just protects, because it's not just about protecting, but it's an appreciation of the value of the human thought that went into the product. Just like any company or any entrepreneur is trying to build something, you will face ethical issues, and you will have pushback against what it is that you think is the right thing when other people would say no. And sticking to your mission and what you know in your soul is the right thing. Some people struggle with that. I think I've been down that road because I ran a business for 14 years. Um, so I guess I would say that. I don't know if that answers
Yeah.
your
That answers
question,
the
but
question. No, thank you, Lee. I really appreciate it. Now, who's your ideal buyer? Who's the core buyer? Is it CMO, revenue ops? Who buys your who buys your
yeah.
product?
Yeah, so it's usually within the marketing organization, but there would be, it's either within the marketing organization or the agency that services that marketing organization. And oftentimes they collaborate together. So the agency will be in the product as well as the marketer. And within the marketing organization, it would be, the CMO is usually involved in the conversation. But in addition to the CMO, the people who oversee content,
Hmm.
digital and performance marketing, as well as public relations. And core is also product marketing. So we have a lot of product marketing power users in our product because you can imagine that all the context of like you're going across all these different models and you have all these answers about how you're positioned within certain questions and categories and how are you positioned against your competitors. It's a wealth of information for context for research and product development.